Ariana, where are we?
So we are at the Congresso.
Okay. It sounds better coming from you. Yeah.
Of the entire.
So what city are we in, Ariana?
Oh, sorry. I assume everybody who follows you.
Oh, right, yeah.
Knows that we're in Rome.
We're in Rome, so we're at this place. This is the Look at this thing. So we're going to talk. What are we talking about, Ariana?
We're talking about whatever you ask me. You're in charge, Cara.
We're talking about the election.
But this, this place here is in the shape of a violin.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if anybody can see it.
No, violin. That's a violin. I see. It's a shape of violin. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the internet, the election, the media. It's an interesting.
The economy.
Country.
They're very concerned about the economy here in Italy.
Because things are getting worse and worse for them too, week
right.
by week.
When we get a cold, they get pneumonia. Exactly.
Exactly.
Right. All right. Well, let's go in.
Let's go in.
All right. Look, listening to something outside that listens within. This is the hall, Tutto Cambiano Tutto, and this is the crowd. Wow. Here we are inside the hall. It is a sea of dark suits. Italian men, of course, dress beautifully, by the way, and look terrific, but of course not a lot of women here. So women apparently aren't going to be changing. And it's going to get started this morning. And they're going to start talking about whether change is coming, should we change with it? I answered, absolutely. They're not so sure. This is one of the organizers of the conference being interviewed in Italian, so I have no idea what he's saying. But it sounds great. This is the speaker room. Ariana's getting the treatment from the Italian press. They love her. There's the internet access. They don't have wireless. I'm very, very disturbed. But somehow I'll survive. I can't Twitter. They don't know really what Twitter is here in Italy, I have to say. Very few people do. And they pronounce it Twitter. And I have to explain. It's hard enough to explain in English to people who sort of get it. It's very hard to explain in another language, I have to say. Reid Hoffman, we're here in Italy. What are we going to talk about?
I think we're going to talk about the future of communications, professional networking, social networking, and maybe if everything is changing.
Well, is everything changing here? Do you perceive it?
Well, I think part of modernity is everything is changing much faster, and so I think we both need to catch up and adapt, and also hopefully drive this wild cart into places we want to go in the future.
Right, now how are you feeling about the economy, entrepreneurial speaking?
Well, so I think that one of the things I've written about is that entrepreneurship is, I think, the path that is the most sustainable path for creating jobs that will actually last into the future.
Right.
And I think it's much more important that we actually figure out how to do stimulus at the grassroots entrepreneurial level than at the big company level.
And what reaction did you get in Washington? They just want to build more roads, I guess.
Well, I think there's a focus on it. It's easier to respond to lobbyists to do large companies and to deploy larger dollars at large companies and then do some infrastructure. And infrastructure is not bad, especially on the educational side. But the question is how do you create new businesses that are adaptive to modern times? And usually big companies are not the way that happens.
Well, Reid Hoffman don't take no bailout, does he? You just go out of business, right?
Yes, well, and also I think that none of the entrepreneurial stuff takes bailout.
Right, you just go away, pretty much. Now, Lorenzo, introduce yourself.
I'm Lorenzo Sassoli De Bianchi. I'm the president of UPA, the association which reunites all the investors, advertising investors in Italy.
Okay, so would you think everything needs to change here in Italy?
Everything needs to change.
What's the big deal here now? What is going on?
Trust.
Trust. In government, in business?
In business, in government, everywhere. Among the people, we need to be confident about the future. This is a moment of great uncertainty.
Right.
And so we have to react.
And you're advising change.
We are advising
change. The question is whether we should change. Do you think you should? Italy should?
I think they should.
Right. And how digital is Italy right now? Should it be more digital?
Poorly digital.
Poorly, I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because we have slept a little bit.
Really? You probably were enjoying yourself while we were spending our time Twittering.
Such a beautiful country.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We do too, but we don't care. You see, that's the difference. So, what are we going to look for today? What's the big theme?
The big theme is to discuss the big changes which are occurring in the advertising industry and in the way to do advertising in Italy.
Okay, last question. Do you know what Twitter is?
Yes, of course.
Do you Twitter?
No,
Not. Why not?
because I have no time.
Okay, excellent. Diego, introduce yourself.
My name is Diego Masi. I'm president of the Association of Advertising Agencies, Communication Agencies in Italy.
So where are advertising online going here in Italy? What's happening?
It's doing well because it's the only medium going up.
Going up, absolutely.
But the is not so high in terms of investment
Right.
now.
Right, and a lot of Italy doesn't have a high internet penetration either. Why is that?
No, they have actually. We're not going to use like in US.
Right, because we're
I-
crazy.
No, I think we're going to take more years
Right.
to get to it.
And this topic is about changing. Do you think Italy and the world needs to change rather quickly?
Italy, I think, will be the European country with a slow change in Europe
Oh,
because
okay.
it's a long time that we're in a recession.
Yes, we've heard about that.
But
2,000
we
years
hope to
now.
survive.
Oh, I do too. I love Italy. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, dear.
Oh, one last question. Do you
Thank
Twitter? Do you Twitter?
No, we
no.
don't.
Why not?
It's not so used in this country.
Why not?
I don't know.
You don't
actually.
know?
Yeah.
Are you interested in doing it?
Yeah, could be.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay, introduce yourself.
I'm Lucas Offrey. I have a blog in Italy. Its name is Wittgenstein.it. Wittgenstein, like the philosopher.
I got it. How deep and
Because I write silly things, so I wanted to balance with something
so where
very
is
serious.
blogging in Italy right now? 'Cause it seems like you're a little all behind in terms of the influence of blogging.
Yes, it is. It is. We were very early when we started because we started 9 years ago, and it was early for the outside world, for
Right.
the world outside the United States. But then we didn't produce that content in these 9 years.
Right.
So yes, we still
So
try.
what is the transition? Because it's really drastic in the United States of power shifting from traditional media to online media. When is that going to happen here? Because your prime minister owns like every television station known to man, correct? Here in Italy. When is that going to shift? You don't have to insult your prime minister, but go ahead.
If I had to tell you what I hope tomorrow. If I have to tell you what I really think, I think it's gonna be very slow, very slow, because we're very late in politics, we're very late in the news, we're very late in this. This is a country for old men.
Right. Okay. And when's it going to be a country for new men?
When?
When?
Oh, when we are old. When the new men are gonna be old, so we're gonna wait for our time to be old and have the power.
Excellent. Do you Twitter, by the way?
No.
Why not?
Oh, too many things.
Too many. Just 140 characters. You can't do it.
Just.
Just 140 characters in Twitter.
No, it's just that you have. In Italy, Twitter was very huge 2 years ago. It's one thing where we were earlier than the United States.
Yeah.
Everybody in the United States now is talking about Twitter. In Italy, everybody's talking about Facebook now.
Ah, interesting. Opposite.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Tutto cambiano tutto. That is the extent of my Italian today.